liberty and justice for all.
Oh, yeah.
Can I get the roll call, please?
Sisson. Here. Zumwalt. Here. Garrell.
Here.
Huffman.
Here.
Hughes.
Here.
Garcia.
Here.
Holloway.
Here.
Kellenberger.
Here.
All right. Next here is the city report that we always do. The first thing I wanted to mention, I wanted to talk about the oil and chipping that we recently did. A lot of the alderpersons here received a lot of calls from concerned citizens, and we took that very seriously. We reported to our staff. They did a great job, and I want to say our street department does a wonderful job as well. We just kind of had a perfect storm, literally. And I don't know if you know this, but oil and water don't mix. So it cooled off everything, mixed up everything, and our street crews have been working round the clock to remedy any concerns the public has had. And I just wanted the public to know and be at ease that we're doing everything we can. And you guys have fielded a lot of calls, correct? Yeah, a lot. So I just want to let the public know that our street crew's done a great job and is keeping up on that. Next, just wanted to update the public about our new ordinance officer. He's doing a great job, Officer Grammer, and the main thing I wanted you to know, we're getting calls about how to go through this process. We're gonna do some more on this, but the main thing is if you have a concern, there's a phone number, dedicated phone number, goes straight to the ordinance officer. It's 324-8159. That's 324-8159. Gotta talk here. Please call him first, and then if the processes are followed, then reach out to your alderman. That's kind of is that correct, Josh? Is that good? Perfect. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is tomorrow we have the TLC housing survey. It's a community organization, and basically the Illinois Housing Authority did a survey of citizens, and they told them what they thought about our current housing situation in Litchfield, and they're going to give the results of that, which could help us get grants and other things in the future. So if you have time tomorrow at the library at 5 o'clock, she'll be coming and presenting. So if the public wants to come, that'll be at the library, 5 o'clock tomorrow, this Friday. Just want to let the public know that. Was there anything else on the floor anyone wanted to talk about?
I just wanted to tell the department heads I really like the updates that we were given. Very, very thorough, and I could tell everybody did a really good job on them, so thank you. That was nice to see.
Thank you. And then next year, there is no public participation. And next year, we'll need a motion, Sarah, to approve Larry Tents to Planning and Zoning to be the chairman. Would you mind making that motion?
I will make a motion for Larry Pence to be the chairman of the Planning and Zoning Board.
I have a motion from Alderperson Zumwalt and a second from Alderperson Garrell. Is there any discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Hughes.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Sisson. Garrell.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, I'll need a motion to accept the regular meeting minutes from the July 17th, 2025 meeting. You've all been forwarded those minutes. Would someone like to make a motion? Alderperson Garrell makes the motion. Can I get a second, please? Alderperson Garcia seconds. Any discussion on those minutes? Roll call, please.
Garrell. Holloway.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson.
Motion carries. Next, I'll need a motion to approve the expenditure report and payroll report for the current period. Someone like to make that motion, please? Alderperson Sisson the first. Can I get a second? Alderperson Garcia seconds. Any discussion about the expenditures? Roll call, please.
Garcia.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderperson Hughes, you're first up.
Just a quick note of order. Do I make this motion, Mr. McGinley, for this, or do I not make a motion, just discuss what's the procedure for us?
No, let's make a motion, get a second, and then bring it to the table and then discuss.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve an ordinance amending section 113.06 of the municipal code to amend requirements for door-to-door solicitation.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Hughes. Can I get a second, please? All right, Alderperson Chairperson Holloway seconds. The floor is open for discussion, if you want to lead the way, Josh.
Yeah, I do. So first I want to kind of talk a little bit about the process of how this all came to be. So I had a member of the community, many of you know, the Martin boys, Jake and Keegan, tremendous guys, do great work in our community, little small businesses they have, and we're real proud of them. So Keegan had reached out to me about the way the ordinance was structured. And so I kind of took a look. You will see, if you look at the sheet that I gave you, I decided to kind of take my own hands. I called every city council that's listed, or every city office that's listed here, to kind of find out what the comps were for our license. We have not only a fee, but we have a large $1,000 bond that comes in so that they pay when they first come in, which they do receive back. If you're a small business, that's a chunk of money, you know, especially for young guys and they're 19, 20 years old, that's a bit to go. So I went to look, and you can see on here, I have you'll have all of them listed. And by the way, I want to make an amendment to Springfield. It's not, I put the wrong number there. Springfield is only $40. So I made a faux pas there. So, but everything else stays the same. So what you'll notice is that there are varying fees from like Edwardsville, Springfield, Greenville, and the fee is not all that different from ours. But the difference is that none of these locations require any kind of bond. So this become kind of an issue. So I had a note here because Keegan had asked me to read to council. If that's okay, I'd like to do that. It's very quick. He said, "Good evening, members of council. My name is Keegan Martin. Would have liked to deliver this in person, but couldn't tonight. I own Martin Pressure Washing here in Litchfield. I've proudly served this community for the past 5 years, helping clean and maintain home and businesses one property at a time. And by the way, all those boys do great work. I'm here to ask you to consider updating solicitation permit as it stands. $150 fee and $1,000 bond and other requirements are burdens for small businesses like mine, especially when surrounding communities have only one small fee and no bond requirements. I'm not looking to disturb residents. I simply want to leave door hangers and add new ways of marketing to people of Litchfield for my business. This lets people who may not use social media learn about my services without feeling pressure. Making this process more affordable and reasonable would not only help small businesses like mine, but also strengthen Litchfield's business community and help keep our town cleaner and more vibrant. Thank you for considering a change that supports local business while respecting our residents." So again, I just want to point out, other than the fees, there are some towns that don't have fees, none of them have bonds. Like our process is more strict than Springfield, Illinois. And I want to just point that out, we are worse off. Like, we're much more difficult to get in. There's not any town here, with the exception of the one you'll see at the top, which I don't call names out, is a little bit expensive. But outside of that, most of these are very, very reasonable. So you can kind of see the process of that. Now, I know there was a little bit of some concern because you look at the ordinance that we had drafted there, that with a bond, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. McGinley, maybe we can chat a little bit. That bond was still left in the ordinance. Am I correct in assuming that?
The one that we had for you tonight to consider had a bond or a background check, I believe.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about the process of the bond and tell us, you know, that seems like a kind of unusual process. Can you kind of walk us through that a little bit?
Sure. So we actually discussed this at length today at the staff meeting, and I guess what's been going on for years is the front area of City Hall, basically the reception area, they will collect $1,000 or a check for $1,000 and hold it more like a deposit rather than accepting a bond. That's not probably advisable. I don't think that we should be acting as a bonding agent or an insurance company for whatever it is that the door-to-door solicitor is doing. So right out of the gate, I didn't realize that, I guess until today, that that's what our process was. Normally when you're obtaining a bond, you go to an insurance company and the bond costs 10% of what the bond is. So in this case, how much? You know, $1,000 bond would be $100, I think. My math's not great, but I think that's right. So we would hold a piece of paper that is the bond. We wouldn't hold $1,000. And the other part of this is, if said solicitor did something that would trigger the use of this bond, I don't think it really states in our current ordinance how that operates. is how that works. And I don't know what $1,000 would cover if said solicitor did something wrong. So, again, this is just something that we probably need to pull out completely. The other piece of this is, you know, there are other, communities that use a background check, and I mean, that kind of speaks for itself. But that could go one of two ways. If they provide their own background check, how do we ensure the validity of said background check? And then even if we are able to ensure that, okay, well, this is legit, well, now we've sort of left this at the feet of the chief of police to decide whether whatever it is on this piece of paper will allow this person to get their license. And that cuts two ways. If we say, yes, this is good enough, you can have a license, well, we're basically saying, okay, you're fine to solicit here, and then if something goes terribly wrong with that person, we've approved them to be here based upon their background check. The flip side of that is, if we read the background check and decide that they're not fit to solicit here, well, why? Based on what? Do they have to have a felony? How many years back can we go? There's just a whole litany of issues that can stem from that as well. So, this all came, it was really kind of quite interesting. This all kind of came to a head in today's staff meeting about 2 o'clock when we were talking through the agenda and everything else. Based upon that discussion, it may be a good idea to table this tonight and take a look at some of the other communities and see what they're doing right and maybe sort of tighten this up a little bit more. But the bond requirement, I agree. I don't.
And this
I
was
think-
something that I requested from the beginning, was that I wanted to take
Yeah,
it out.
I think that should definitely go if it were up to me to draft it again.
It
but,
doesn't, in my mind, it doesn't make sense, it's just adding an extra step that does what? So someone comes in the community and does something that they shouldn't do, what would the bond cover? And like you said, even then, what are the stipulations around who gets that money or how that money gets divvied out? I just think that that's an unnecessary burden, that's just adding excess stuff to it. I think we can do too, and let me ask you this, like, so, you know, I know that there may be people in town who are concerned, thinking, well, if this is lessened, or if the process is lessened, people are going to solicit more. Is there a way to look at the language that would allow to say if a person has a no solicitation sign, that we would consider that to be a, hey, don't come to this store, and if you do, that there's potential legal ramifications for that? Is that a possibility? Can you maybe speak to that a little bit?
Certainly. Well, I think that that's definitely a possibility. You know, the good news is I mean, we've always, again, we talked through the process today at the staff meeting. They've always done a good job at the front of making sure that they have names, addresses, identification, so we know who these people are. It's not like we're just turning people loose in the community to solicit. So if we have that information, if somebody has a no solicitation sign on their door and the solicitor ignores that and knocks on the door and tries to solicit, if they're caught doing that and an ordinance violation ticket is written for violation of our code, if they plead guilty or if they're found guilty in court, you know, there should be a list of those that have violated the no solicitation rule and they're no longer fit to get a permit. A permit is not it's not a property right, like it's a privilege. So if you're going to get a permit to solicit in Litchfield, we're City Hall, we get to decide who gets to do what in town, within reason, But if you've done something to intentionally violate our code, why would we issue you another permit? So, I mean, I think that could be written in.
Thank you.
I think hours should be set from when they can and when they have to stop.
Yeah, I think overall, I think this was a good discussion. I'm glad you brought it up, because number one, you know, we wanna let the free market be the free market, not get in the way and be on par with everyone else. But at the same time, we don't wanna open the floodgates, you know, with solicitations, because it does get annoying if the wrong people are coming. So I think you make a good point. So basically, we need a motion to table this, correct, Mike? Is that what you said? Well, not what you guys think, you guys agree with that? I need someone to make a motion to table if you guys agree.
I'd be happy to make a motion, I would make a motion to table this for future possible amendment.
I have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Hughes and a second from Alderperson Garrell. Any further discussion on that? So I need a roll call for the,
Well, Jake, first, before you do that, I mean,
Uh-huh.
then we can discuss, I mean, like, I'm for background checks,
Mhm.
you know? this town is a lot of elderly people, and we have a lot of fast talkers that come to town to talk their way right into their house. You know, I can't tell you how many times people have tried to sell me solar panels, you know? And when I ask them, if I buy them, what's gonna happen when your business goes bankrupt? Who do I call for my solar panels? They just walk off my steps. You know, but I mean, you know, they go in and they confuse these older people. And not only that, you don't want a lunatic, you know, you don't want a pedophile or anybody else coming in your house. So I'm all for the background check deal. And how would that process work? Somebody would come in and apply that, I mean, it's not like you're gonna get that done in 10 minutes. And then they would be, okay, you can, in 30 days from now, when this is completed, you can come back and then go through it down?
And you had brought something out about like, what qualify, you know, what are the qualifications in that background check? And to me, I think, you know, this is just my opinion, but some minor petty offense, whatever, the theft should be a no-go, right? I mean, if you pulled up for something with theft, you don't need, there's no way, so.
That sound, Bert, like, I'm not trying to interrupt, but that sounds very good and compelling, like, I agree with you. There are lots of civil rights that you'd be violating if you said, like, if you had misdemeanor theft, you can't solicit in Litchfield, and you're like holding those things, I don't even know, Chief, can you speak to any of that?
The problem, so if you go to a lot of cities' websites, they have discussions about solicitation, and a lot of them have language say it's very difficult to limit solicitation once an application has been made, because people have the right for commerce, they have all these things established. Like, and the only thing that would constitute a violation would be to discover that someone, and you can find this out without a background check, whether or not they're a child sex offender, and they wanna sell things at school. Like, there you go, that fits, like, you can't do that. But having a theft or a burglary or a previous fraud charge, you're venturing into a really dangerous civil rights area in limiting commerce or business that a person can engage in. So I think in the conversation that we had, there's a way to do both of these things and accomplish what I believe you're trying to do, and make it easier to apply and find more stringent regulations to add to our ordinance that already has a number of the things that you're talking about. But there's other communities that have solicitation language within that thing. We run people off and have for years and years and years. So when people call and they make a complaint about someone, we're like, you're done. Like, go back to your company, call your manager, we have his number. We do all those things. If we tightened up the other end of it and took care of the front end, then there's a way to do this that doesn't limit people's rights and also protects our citizens a little bit further by offering just a few more services. But background checks are a dangerous path to go down, because then you have to make that determination what disallows it, and you put yourself into a position for a civil suit if you were to make the wrong step there, and it'd be expensive if you did it wrong.
And I was gonna say too, if you look at the thing that I gave you, like, there's a number of the communities, there was only one of them that had any kind of, I think, let's see, if you look down through there, I believe there was only one with fingerprints, there was two, one with fingerprints, and then two with background checks on it, but otherwise, most of the communities had also made the same decision that was difficult to do.
Yeah, it looks like it has Carlinville as a background check, Greenville has a background check, and Gillespie has a background check.
And Troy also,
And Troy.
so yeah, you can see, some of them have them, some of them don't have them, but you can at least kind of get a sense of where that goes.
Yeah, do you have something, Sarah?
I just think that there's a motion to table it, and I think we should do that now and stop talking about it till we get some more,
I am good with that. You guys wanna do the roll call for the motion to table?
Yep, okay. Sisson.
Aye.
Carol.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Motion carries to table that. Next up, Alderperson Bureau.
I make a motion to approve a resolution approving the authorization of the mayor to exceed a joint agreement with state participation with the Illinois Department of Transportation for a Skyview Drive-In.
All right, we have a motion on the floor to execute a joint agreement for the Skyview Drive-In. Can I get a second, please? Alderperson Zumwalt, second. Any discussion on that?
This is all grant money, most of it, our funds.
It's Matt. From my understanding, it was 50, we're doing a 50%, match.
It's a grant,
Yeah, from,
It's a lot of grant money, yes.
okay, volunteer.
yeah, the IDOT TARP program, you're correct. That's the program that's being utilized.
90,800 in IDOT TARP, 1,378,000 in IDOT EDP. And we have budgeted the required 1,378,000 local fund match for a total project cost of $2,846,800.
Any further discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderperson Huffman, please.
I make a motion to accept a quote from Yorn Sign Company for replacing the Lake Blue Jaeger wooden signs at Highway 16 and Jaeger Lake Trail, and at Park Road and Jaeger Lake Trail for an amount not to exceed $13,390.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Huffman, and we have a second from Alderperson Kellenberger. We're open for discussion. Heather, do you have anything you wanna add to this? I know it's been a long time coming, these signs. You've been working on them pretty.
They have, yeah, so I reached out to several different sign companies, a lot of them were, booked already or busy, and, your sign company, has a good plan, they wanna replicate the signs that we currently have that say, welcome to Litchfield, so it'll be same kind of design, look, very similar to those, so I think it'll look nice as people are coming down 16, to be consistent with those.
Any particular reason, wood, just cause it deteriorates over time? Did we ever look at anything else other than wood?
These aren't wooden signs, they're
They're
replacing
replacing the wooden
signs.
signs.
Yeah, so these will be, faux stone, just like the wood that looks like the welcome to Litchfield, the same, with the metal lettering and all that. Yeah.
Perfect. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Hughes.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderperson Kellenberger, please.
Make a motion to approve an ordinance approving and authorizing the mayor to execute amended development agreement, a project in TIF number 2 with Eric and Megan Heim for 606 North State Street, and other actions related thereto.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Kellenberger. Can I get a second, please? Alderperson Garrell seconds. And one thing of note, you guys might realize, we recently did have a request from the Hyams to approve that building. Number one, I wanna say, if you get driven downtown, that building looks great. And number two, when he did his initial request, there was a qualified item that wasn't included in his bid. So after we went out and looked at it, we realized something wasn't done, and the roofer said, nope, it wasn't in the bid, and he just came back and applied for an additional, I think it was $9,000 something that would have been approved anyway. I just wanted to make that clarification for you all. Is there any further discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Holloway.
All right, motion carries. Alderperson Kellenberger.
Make a motion to approve a resolution rejecting all bids for removal of replacement windows in City Hall.
There's a motion on the floor from Alderperson Kellenberger. Can I get a second,
I'll
please?
second it.
All right, Alderperson Hughes, seconds. Any further discussion on that?
Was there any reason why we rejected these?
Right, this all went out advertised as necessary. We received one bid, and that was from Glass Cutters. When they came in to measure for material order, they wanted to pre-order the frame because they figured they could use it anywhere if we didn't use it here. We opened up a few spots that were hidden by flashings up on the interior windows, and there's a height difference, interior, exterior, so they're gonna have to drill parts of it down with maintenance-free material, so that we have stabilization in the windows. So that was caught. The reason we didn't accept that bid is because
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Garrett.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes. Holloway.
Aye.
Garcia. Kellenberger.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderperson Kellenberger.
I make a motion to approve a resolution waiving bidding and accepting the proposal from Carlinville Glass Cutters for the removal and replacement of windows at City Hall for an amount not to exceed $41,850.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Kellenberger. Can I get a second? Alderperson Garrell seconds. Any further discussion on the windows?
That is approximately $2,500 more than the original bid, finally what we found, by opening up on the inside.
For the special adjustments.
Are you doing the, low thermal glass? Are
Yes.
you including that?
Yes.
So you're doing the bid package and then the option two?
The option two, the low E glass. With the sun the way it is coming through the building, we decided we needed that.
Any further discussion? Roll call please.
Garcia.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes. Holloway.
Aye.
Sisson.
Motion carries. Alderperson Kellenberger, one more.
Make a motion to approve an annexing part of PIN number 10-31-300, 10-31300-002, and 10-31-300-006 into corporate limits.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Kellenberger. Can I get a second, please? Alderperson Zumwalt's second. The floor is open for discussion, and the first thing I want to say is there was a Scribner's error that we noticed ahead of time. The PIN number needs, that first PIN number said 10-31-300, and that stopped. It should have been 10-31-300-001. So I would need a motion from someone to correct that Scribner's error.
I'll make that motion.
Alderperson Kellenberger makes the motion to correct the Scribner's error. Can I get a second, please?
Oh,
Alderperson Zumwalt seconds to correct the Scribner's error. Any further discussion on ordinancing and annexing those parcels? That's all part of, it's part of the primer deal, correct?
Correct.
On the west side. So if there's no further discussion, roll call to approve the amended version to fix the Scribner's error, please.
Hughes. Holloway. Zumwalt.
aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Sisson. Garrell.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Alderperson, or we need another?
Now we have to.
A motion to approve as amended.
As amended.
All right, now we need a motion to approve as amended. Roll call, please.
Garrell.
Aye.
Holloway. Or do we need somebody to make the motion to approve the amended?
We need a motion and we need a second, I'm sorry.
All right, who wants to make that motion, please? Alderperson Zumwalt, Alderperson Garrell. Now we can do the roll
Now
call.
we can.
Okay. Garrell.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Hughes. Garcia.
Aye.
Huffman. Kellenberger.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Alderperson Zumwalt, please.
I make a motion to approve an ordinance amending the zoning classification from agriculture A1 to industrial I for part of PIN number 10-31-300, 10-31-300-002, and 10-31-300-006.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Zumwalt. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
All right, Alderperson Kellenberger seconds, and this is the same situation. We have a Scribner's error. We're gonna correct one of the PIN numbers to 10-31-300-001. Would someone like to make a motion to correct that Scribner's error, please?
I will make that motion.
Alderperson Hughes makes the motion. Can I get a second, please? Alderperson Garrell seconds. Roll call, please.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes. Garcia.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Motion carries. I'm learning here. Now we need a motion to fix the amended, original motion. Can someone get a motion for that, please? Alderperson Sisson, can I get a second? All right, Alderperson Huffman, roll call, please.
Garrell.
Aye.
Sisson. Zumwalt.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes. Holloway.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderperson Zumwalt.
I make a a motion to approve an ordinance approving fiscal year 2026 first quarter budget amendments.
Perfect, I have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Zumwalt, can I get a second, please? All right, Alderperson Huffman seconds, and you've all probably noticed, Anne Marie is here, our wonderful accounting person, we appreciate you so much. Do you have anything you wanna add, just to why this is happening, or?
No, I mean, I think this is a little bit of a new practice for the city. I don't believe budget adjustments were usually brought on a quarterly basis, so we're gonna be doing that going forward. There's a few big ones on here. These were honestly with the way we kind of modified how we did the budget process this year. There was a few things that were missed, and then a few things that kind of came in after the budget was passed. So that's what you see listed here. There's funds available in fund balance for all of this, so there's no borrowing or anything like that. That's needed to make these budget adjustments. And we'll come back probably each quarter, hopefully not anything this big, but we'll come back each quarter with any budget adjustments that are necessary.
Perfect, wonderful. Anyone have any questions about that? Any changes? All right, roll call please.
Hughes. Aye. Holloway.
Aye.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Garcia.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Alderperson Hughes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve a resolution approving $1,000 tourism marketing grant to the Route 66 Jets for the 2025 Route 66 RC Jet Rally.
All right, we have a motion on the floor from Alderperson Hughes. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Alderperson Kellenberger, seconds. Any discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Zumwalt.
Aye.
Sisson.
Aye.
Garrell.
Aye.
Huffman.
Aye.
Hughes. Garcia.
Aye.
Kellenberger.
Aye.
Holloway.
All right, now we'll need a motion to go into executive session for the following approved reasons.
All right, number one, discussion of minutes of meeting lawfully closed under this act, 5 ILCS 122/2C21, and the setting of a price for sale or lease of property owned by the public body, 5 ILCS 120/226.
Would someone like to make a motion to go into closed session for those reasons, please? All right, Alderperson Holloway, can I get a second, please? All right, Alderperson Sisson, can I get a roll call, please, to go into closed session?
Garrell.
Aye.
Holloway.
Aye.
Zumwalt. Hughes. Garcia.
Aye.
Huffman.